Chat, I
Man,
just
oh
want to say
man.
this. Part of that countdown music, that I don't know. We working on something. That's like the.
It takes getting used to. But you know what always stays the same?
Hold on, wait. Bow. Man, oh man, it was an eventful Monday in Cincinnati, Ohio. This is Off the Hip. Unwelcome Your Thoughts. February 24th, 2025. Ooh wee. Yeah. So like I'm gonna leave this here for a second, and then we're gonna transition right to the hot stuff. Bam.
And new.
Come on, lay it on us. Lay
Mm.
it on us, baby. We got the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions.
And if I
Raquel
heard Michael Cole
Rodriguez, Liv
correct,
Morgan.
is this their third reign together?
I believe so.
Hats off to the ladies.
And I'm be honest, I feel like it may be too premature to say, but like I was watching some of their tag team stuff the other day. Not that it was bad, it felt like they were just two friends together. Like now they're like two friends that been in the game and they're on a fucking
Locked in
mission to
now.
take over. Yeah, they locked in, they taking over, they causing havoc. Before they was playing nice. You know what I mean? Like now it's to me it's different. So again, it may be premature to say, but I feel like this could be a special reign for them. I'm interested to see what comes out of the stories with the Judgment Day. I feel like they're gonna have some bragging rights. They got the
And,
bragging rights now, the group.
and I'm gonna tell
They're
you this:
winners.
you can't deny that Dom has been the MVP of this group as of late.
Hmm.
He ain't afraid of Finn no more. In his mind, we ain't kids no more. I'm grown.
And to your point, like in the bloodline, you see how somebody calls a play, whether it might have been Jimmy at one point or Rome, whatever the case may be. Dom has, like you said, he's been making moves. He's been calling plays. He's been getting people in these matches. He helped tonight. He played a role. Dom, he's shining. They
Yes,
all
he
shine,
is.
but man, his tactic, his heelish ways is like it's so crazy. Because even at the end of the match, so I felt like I could be wrong when he pulled Liv's leg up. Which this was a phenomenal match. I don't want to just breeze by. Like we could glaze this match. Like I'm not trying to go by it, but I just wanted to point out that moment. The ref seen him, and I was like, that was such a beautiful moment. Because even if the ref decided to throw him out, I know Dom would have sold that shit. Like he would have sold. So I wasn't even mad at the ref. Not. I'm like, bro, that shit could have went either way. To be honest, for me, it
And then
was a little funny, but I was like, hey.
and then from the subtle details of him like hyperventilating, like trying to tell the ref it was a two. It's a two count. Damn near having a heart attack. Masterful
Man.
work.
And I'm not gonna lie too, like his face, he legit looked like nervous. Like, oh man, I almost got caught. Like, so I
Mhm.
love his selling, his facial expressions. We talk about it all the time. Everybody in the community knows he's been hard working, damn near wrestler of 2024, breakouts, whatever you want to call it, most improved, whatever, heel of the year. You could put him up in a bunch of categories, and
And it's only getting better.
yeah. And I feel like this is at a good stage too, because I feel like just over the last few weeks, prior to these plays being made, it felt a little like I remember myself saying on the show, dang, things are getting kind of stale with the whole love triangle with Rhea and Liv and I remember calling for Liv and Raquel to win the tag team championships if we want to have them paired up like this. So I'm kind of glad they made their way to that, to be honest. Like I didn't expect it to happen overnight. I think it happened just right. Like this was a right moment, a right holy shit on a Monday night. right
most
before the
definitely.
chamber.
And on top of that, this is what the second, maybe third time they've gone past 2.5 hours. Because remember, they
Yeah,
started this match 5 minutes before they usually go off the
it
air.
was like 10:25. Yeah, yeah. You right on the we there. I'm picking it up.
I looked
I
at the clock.
I,
I was
I
like,
was like,
"Wait a minute!
whoa.
Like, we better get some bullshit, or we might actually get something here." I'm
And
glad it
when you
was the
text me
latter.
that, I'm glad because I thought I might have like, maybe paused my TV or something and been behind. But like I was like, oh no, this is happening. We going a little bit past time. All right, cool. But I think the most like for me the interesting part is that I'm feeling like I'm not worried about the Jade and Bianca stuff as much as I'm more about Liv and Raquel. Like the refreshment part, I'm more excited for rather than the prospect of us finally getting to Jade and Bianca. Am I off there, or is that kind of like the
Let's
holy shit feel?
real quick. Who took the pin?
Naomi.
The one who filled in. And I don't know. I'm not sure if you peeped her on social media lately. She's been kind of like teasing that she's kind of down to go that heel route, and she wants to go all into that. So
Mm,
maybe all this time she kind of took out Jade out of jealousy.
mm,
Maybe her and Bianca were in cahoots and took Jade out together. Who knows? But this is going to be a whole nother layer because, like Cole said, that they were Jade and Bianca were nearing what 100 days as champion or something like that, and then Naomi stepped in for the
that
last
is
70 plus
true.
days.
Yeah, he said that Bianca had it for about 100 and something days and Naomi about 70 something.
It's like yeah,
Yeah. So that was interesting that they pointed it out. I'm not gonna lie, once the match started to like there was a certain feel about it, like a lot of forced finishes. There were a lot of spots where I felt like, okay, again, the forced finish thing, it felt like we're getting to the end, but it was a pump fake. It was a lot of those moments, so
a
I felt
lot of pump
like
fakes.
yeah, I was like, wait, it might change. Things might happen tonight. And then once I seen Dom run out there, it started. I'm not gonna lie, this main event was so good. Dare I say, it almost felt like a PLE match. Now I'm not saying, oh my God, one of the best PLE matches. What I'm saying though is, we've seen tag team matches on PLEs involving Dom or the
And this is
intergenders.
probably the best women's tag match we've seen since Unholy Union won in Scotland, which was again a year ago practically.
Man, the back and forth in this match. I'm just interested to see like really what unfolds at the chamber. Like, do we get Jade coming back maybe that Monday night after the chamber, or like on a Friday? Because again, now she got to address the loss. I mean, losses have consequences, right? We've heard that in wrestling before. So she
We've
kind of
heard it a
lost
lot
her.
on SmackDown.
Yeah, she lost her championship without even losing it. Now, granted, she may have had to give it up due to injury, right? In story, but still, we've seen other people hold championships while being injured, so we don't know that to be a thing for a fact if it would have happened. But it did look like Nick Aldis was alluding to that. That's why Naomi stepped in. But again, Naomi wasn't able to, do what Jade did with Bianca and hold them things for a long time. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be really interesting to see. I'm kind of surprised, but the way that the match unfolded, I'm not surprised to see that they made this the main event. Like when I looked at the whole makeup of the night, I'm like, okay, where we
Nothing else
going
would have
with
topped this.
this? Was the best action of the night, and there was some good stuff on there, like some surprising stuff, funny stuff. It was a good. I'm gonna say this, it was a good episode of Raw for me going into a chamber. Like I'm so used to duds for the go homes that I was like, this isn't that bad. Like.
And again, with like you said, with the go home shows as of late, they've been kind of just stagnant, like borderline duds. And like I told you earlier today, when we saw like the advertised card, the bar set kind of low, and it definitely exceeded expectations.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, so we talked about the main event. We could get to that to conclude, but I guess let's take it to the beginning of the night.
A
Like
very surprising opening at that.
very. I hear Logan Paul's music. I'm like, okay. And he did get a pop though to some,
Mm-hmm.
like he did get the booze eventually, but he was in his home state. Can't say
Mm-hmm.
really the hometown,
He's
but
from
the home
Cleveland, but
state.
they're Cincinnati, close enough.
Yup. So he's getting that rub from the home crowd. Got some cheers there. I was surprised to see him get a good reception. He came out with the great Sherilyn. You know what I'm saying? Looking very dapper out there. I was a fan of it. Um, and he's talking his jazz, right? He's taking his shots at the Bengals, how they
Joe
let
Burrow,
Jarrow,
you
yeah.
name it.
And just as he started to get into the elimination chamber talks, CM Punk's music hits.
Like Mussolini.
Man, so
And did you
how'd
see
you?
the look on Logan Paul's face when his music started playing?
I think
His
it's
face is just
inevitable.
like you.
I'm not sure what's gonna happen here. Like, I don't know if they're like doing on the fly with this, but I think it could lead to a triple threat between Logan Paul, Cena, and Punk. Or I mean, but then Punk still got that favor, whatever that is. But I feel like Punk and Paul is gonna eventually lead to something. We seen Logan Paul say something about he got three doorknobs in the match and John Cena. So he kind of disregarded everybody, which is what prompted CM Punk to come out, right? Like
And
John
you know,
called John by name.
and I laugh at that. It was like everyone's still sleeping on El Campeon. He ain't getting no love from nobody.
Man, it's crazy though too because like I see these two in front of each other, and then I'm like, I didn't want to see it. Like, I remember you mentioning it when the elimination happened at the Rumble, and I'm like, yeah, why? But this is kind of like
It's
the
starting to pick up
perfect,
a little bit.
yeah, because you got that smug, young, arrogant, new to the roster talent. You got the seasoned veteran, soon to be a legend, CM Punk Hall of Famer, and he's gonna teach that kid a lesson.
Is this the first time Punk's referred to himself as a legend? It might be
I mean,
because
at the end of the day, he deserves everything he's achieved. Before Roman Reigns, he had the modern day record for like longest day reigning champion.
for yeah.
So yes, and I remember at that time, CM Punk captivated the world, myself, and the culture in a way that I didn't even think was possible. Like I remember at a time when wrestling was dead, this man landed himself on fucking worldstarhiphop.com.
Pipe bomb.
Like all you were seeing was rap videos and people getting beat up on World Star. You seen a CM Punk promo, him snuffing people in the crowd, like he
Are
he
you talking about
he
that clip where like he's holding the belt and then like he like pie faces the wrong guy?
yeah. Like that ended up on World Star Hip Hop. So it was like I was aware of him, but him doing that, I was like, nah, this guy's real. I could buy into him. I could because even if I mean like we've been into arenas, right? Anybody could be a whatever, a prop, a placement. But let's say if CM Punk does that, you can't control the rest of the crowd. Like he was really in the crowd. What if it would have started some kind of riot or something, right? Like
I
it
said,
could
look,
have,
look at the stories we heard from like the 70s and 80s where like actual riots did break out.
yeah. Like I thought it could have got to that. So I give CM Punk his flowers, everything he's done. I was listening to Bully and Undertaker speak about being a Paul Heyman guy and how Paul Heyman is really an advocate for the people he manages. I don't think he would go to bat for CM Punk the way he did if he wasn't a legend, if he wasn't a stand-up guy in real life and on screen. So I mean, yeah, to
And
me he
also what
calls himself a legend. I'm cool with it.
what makes the Paul Heyman guy so unique is that they're all extremely different, polarizing entities. Whether it be Brock, whether it be Roman, whether it be Lesnar, Punk, even Curtis Axel, even Ryback. Go back in the day to Big Show and when him and Umaga and Lashley were trained in the WBCW. Everyone was different in their own way.
Oh yeah. And everything is timing and opportunity, right? Like we seen, well, I don't know if everybody's aware, but you know, Eli Drake, formerly Richter, what was his name? When he was with Paul, Paul Bearer. He had
Mm-hmm.
Paul Bearer. Like people, some people might not be aware that he had Paul Bearer by his side early on in his career. Like some people get that head nod, and rightfully so. It's just the timing and opportunity. Like so again, CM Punk, he calls himself a legend. I'm cool with it. But what I was surprised by, more than anything, Logan Paul slapped the blood, slapped the
That
taste.
he drew blood.
He drew blood from Mr. Philip CM Punk Brooks.
The
And now,
Pepsi
this
Man.
could, bro, this could like that can be the start of something
Uh-huh. Because Punk told him,
organically.
run now. Come Saturday, you in a cage with CM Punk.
Oh man,
Can you imagine if
it
these two start the chamber? It's gonna be
that,
bedlam.
it's gonna be fireworks to start. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, them two start off is gonna be fireworks. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like there was something else Punk has said to him, but I oh
Well, Punk referred to himself as the devil.
and he
He's
also
Satan.
mentioned to Logan Paul, he reminded him like in this industry, you're a nobody, you're nothing. And I'm like, yes, this is the Punk that man, bring that boy back down. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like he ain't, yeah, you became a U.S. champion. Like yeah, okay,
I said, on the mic, Logan Paul held his own, and then Punk hit that sixth, seventh gear. It's like, all right, let me put you in your place, young buck.
yeah. So I think I honestly, I hate to say it, I think they got something there. I
There's
don't know
definitely
if
something
it's,
there.
yeah, I don't know if it's WrestleMania worthy or not, but I
I
wouldn't want
think
to see
so.
that Mania only
Remember,
because,
you got 2 nights.
yeah, I mean that good reminder. Punk
Or,
good fight one night.
again, if not Mania, then Backlash.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because you imagine, say we get Cena, Punk, and Cody at Mania. Punk screws CM Punk, and then at Backlash you get Punk and Logan. It writes itself.
Man, I mean I was thinking that too, but I felt like I got too many scenarios where people are screwing people, so I don't know which one's my, you know what I mean? Like I got
They
too
all sound
many.
so good.
Yeah, they all. I'm like, damn. Which I mean, can they all have? Can we see a bunch of screwing? You know, a bunch of foolery happening. But yeah. After that first promo, we get on to our first match of the night.
We get to some fireworks.
Man, get
A bit-
Ludwig Kaiser. I ain't gonna lie. I think he needs his own music. Sometimes I get confused when.
Yeah, because you notice he got some new gear this time.
Yeah, I need some new music for him, cause especially if like Gunther really gonna tell him, yo, go on your own. It's kind of
Mhm.
little, like when I hear it a little bit, I think Gunther's gonna come out, even though his music says Gunther in the beginning, but it's still like,
There's they're very similar, like all the Judgment Day theme songs. Even my Priest theme song still sounds like
yeah.
Judgment Day music.
hmm So we get the triple threat match: Ludwig Kaiser, Penta, and Pete Dunne. I think this was a good match. I
Definitely
didn't
a
think
way
I
to
was
get
gonna
the crowd
enjoy it.
going.
Yeah, I like this
Especially,
match for a couple reasons. They made everybody look strong,
I love that intro because again, you have all three stare each other down. You have
bro.
Pete and literally just telling each other, you stand in my way, I got him. And then the blink of an eye with the cat like reflexes, Pete just snakes him with the insecurity.
Talk about, but yeah, that's starting of the match. But going to the entrance, Penta's new like lights, the addition of the little blue on the laser. I'm like, okay. The first 2 weeks it was very like dark, and this week they lit
Now
it up.
they blowing the budget on him now.
Nah, and I'm really enjoying it because I love to see the progression. I love to see the growth and how far we come through with even little things like entrances. You know what I'm saying? It adds layers because it makes you feel like, okay, this superstar is important. Like, wow, they really, like you said, blowing the bag, blowing the load on them, getting them right,
Because
and deservedly
he
so.
gets what double pyro before he even leaves the stage, going down the ramp.
crazy. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. His pyro feels like when you go and create an entrance in a wrestling game because he got everything.
Mm-hmm.
He got the flames, the pyro, the lasers,
The
this new
smoke.
spinning technology. Yeah, like you that ring pyro. It's like crazy. Like, oh man. But the
And that
reason I
white
like
jacket's
this,
kind of clean too.
oh, bruh, that's another thing. He giving me.
Fanatics, I'm gonna need that jacket.
I love shades of that. Like when the wrestlers show some drip. Like I understand for maybe video game purposes or toy purposes, they may not be able to switch their fits as often. But if they are, then man, drip game
I will
for
say,
something
Penta's
be
been
like.
there what a month and a half. He's already gone through 3 fits.
Man, he get look and then look somebody like that. They probably don't even mind. They want him to get. You know how
Bro,
many toys? How many?
just wait till he busts out that Joker fit. You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know. Oh yeah. Bro, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm waiting for like Pent. I hate to say Oscuro, but
Pentagon Dark.
yeah, like that one is. It would fit well with the breaking the arm thing. Like that's how I remember him from Lucha Underground for real. Not saying you gotta play, but mentioning Lucha Underground, you had sent me some news. TKO, did they follow through with that?
I haven't got any confirmation yet, but that would be kind of big because again, like you said, that would kind of green light that particular gimmick. I know Io Sky and Chelsea Green have had gimmicks there as well, and there's a few other ones notables that could get some old stuff back. So we may got to keep an eye on that.
That or even like, what if you know how they like to do matches? What if Penta challenges somebody to a Lucha Underground match, and they kind of use that venue
I
for the
mean,
match
it would be a hell of a way to upgrade the NXT Underground match. You add more of a feel to it.
type shit? Like like it'll be gritty. But yeah, that's just one thing to watch. I enjoy this match because everybody looks strong. Pete Dunne, he always the mean
Man, he's
joint.
solid.
He works the joints, everything, your ligaments. He's picking you apart. Something like how Randy used to do when he used to step on your ankle, your foot, your hand.
The
It's
hand,
just
the shoulders, the
this
legs, the knees, the head.
yeah, Pete Dunne, he'll pull you apart and he knows you like to strike with a certain body part. He's gonna target that. So I appreciate him for that. And I think it's about time Ludwig, he finally got like whether if it's gonna win like this, that's what he'll do, right? You throw out the baby face after
By
he
any
hits the
means necessary.
by any means. So I'm cool with the victory. Penta didn't take the pinfall. His
He
first
didn't. He didn't
technical
need to this
loss. He
time.
didn't need to. Nope. And I feel like now I think in my mind we can move Penta away and let Pete Dunne and Ludwig battle it out there.
Now the question. No, with that being said, now you and I touched on this in the last couple of weeks. It's obvious that Mania is probably going to be Braun versus AJ. How
Hmm.
soon do we get AJ versus Penta?
Man, that was one of the I swear, man, it's kind of like we got the universe lined up the right way. Adam Pierce asked a few weeks ago on a tweet, who should Penta face? I prematurely said AJ Styles.
You weren't the only one.
Man, a few of us, that would be like the whew,
That might have been 1A, and then Braun was probably a 1B. Just get him
yeah,
there.
man.
And
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see some kind of, I don't know in the time frame, but maybe a triple threat, fatal four way, some kind of huge match for the Intercontinental Belt. I don't know,
because you
a
got about eight
scramble.
weeks until Mania,
Yeah, a scramble match of some sorts. Like I don't know. I think they could do a lot here.
or maybe a 6-pack challenge to where the last person to score a pinfall when the time runs out is the winner.
Yeah.
Again,
Hell,
there's plenty of guys in that division.
and if they want to do a fatal four triple threat, like switch it up. Give us an elimination fatal four way.
Or let's not forget, any day now, you got Ilya Dragunov coming back. Imagine Ilya versus Penta.
Nah, that shit going. That's
Hide
gonna
the
be
women and
crazy.
children. That's going to be an ugly fight right there.
I ain't gonna lie. That might if somebody gonna beat Pence in the first match, I wouldn't be tight if it's Ilya.
Shit, that might be a double knockout if they ain't careful.
Yeah, shit. Ring inside the ring, just both laid out. Ref count to 10. Yeah, I
Or
ain't
just
mad at
outside
that.
the ring, just still duking it out, and they just happen to drop each other with a clothesline. It's like
Yeah,
you
I'm
do
not mad at
with that
that.
division right now.
We get after that match, we get Rhea Ripley, EO Sky facing off. I mean,
How do you feel about this, honestly?
I don't know. I felt like EO Sky has been undergoing too many character changes within the last few months for me to feel invested into like this underdog story she's or I don't know. And then like Rhea Ripley noting that she ain't beat EO Sky in a long time,
She's
kind of
never
just
beaten
like
her,
look, so never beating her is kind of like
and it's borderline impossible to make Rhea an underdog unless it's maybe Charlotte or Jade,
yeah.
and
So
that's a
I'm
that's a
not.
very close maybe.
Yeah, I'm confused on the story they trying to sell me here. Like, I'm not sure if EO Sky is still sad because she not going to WrestleMania, or if she's just trying to find a new motivation, a new like cleansing within herself. 'Cause I know last week she did that whole little like in the water promo and stuff. So I don't know if like maybe that's playing into a cleanse of her character. Like I I don't know,
Yeah,
but
it went from damage control and taking no prisoners to I still own you. It's a very weird thing with her right now. Again, the match is gonna be fine. Don't get me wrong. It's just these last couple weeks have left little to the appetite.
yeah, and it just the placement of it, the everything about it feels kind of weird. Like to me at least, like why on a Monday? Like, are we gonna get another surprise situation like tonight? Maybe not. Like I don't know. It makes for a good, I guess, to like really watch and see kind of moment. But yeah, it's in terms of I thought it was pretty random how we got here. Not random, like the story is pretty much there, but it's just like, uh, uh
Isn't much of a story.
nah, it's just like inadvertently, Rhea inadvertently cost the EO, and now
And
I didn't understand why Rhea was being so nice about it.
I guess she felt obligated to give her a title shot to try to make
Yeah,
up for it. I don't know. But again, like if I'm EO, you're looking at it like, why give me a handout? Do you not respect me as a competitor? And again, especially with EO not going on the lines of, remember, you never beat me. I own you.
mm-hmm.
Do you want to go through this again?
And I like EO Sky too, so I'm kind of conflicted in terms of like going into okay, so let's talk about it. Going into WrestleMania, what would be the bigger like I would think is Rhea Ripley, maybe no? Like, okay, Rhea Ripley versus anybody from that chamber match.
You're gonna hate me for this, but I got a triple threat in mind, and you can probably guess the other two individuals.
Io Sky?
No,
Okay.
Jade and Bianca against Rhea.
That'd be massive.
Yeah, that because again, like aside from EO, unless Becky comes back right away or whatever, what realistically is a Mania level marquee match for Rhea Ripley? That's yes, you could throw her versus Bianca, but again, why not throw Jade in there as well? And
And
then you let those three girls steal the show.
there has been rumors that they want Bianca to face Rhea Ripley. I read that a
Hmm.
few weeks ago. So, I mean, mm, again,
That's why a
here we
lot of
go.
people. That's why a lot of people were calling for Bianca to win the Rumble.
I'm gonna throw it out there. Another situation where we could have a potential interference. Maybe a Jade distract or coming out after to challenge. Let's say if Bianca wins and beats Rhea Ripley, then Jade comes out and stares her down. Like we anything can happen. maybe because I want to know like I feel is Jade ring ready? Like all of this practice, all of these tag team reps, all of these matches.
One way to find out. I mean, she's been the PC all these months, just working on her craft, just fine tuning herself. Again, one way to find out, just put the feet to the fire.
Okay.
The tag team stuff that should be done already. Just let's see what she can do on her own because she's been here a year now.
Mm-hmm.
So again, let's see what you got.
Yep. Been here since well, yeah. I mean, a year and some change.
Yeah.
Been announced before last year's Rumble. She debuted at the Rumble, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
This will be her second WrestleMania if she has a match, if she appears.
And
So,
again, what better benchmark than against essentially two respectable standard bearers in Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley?
no,
And
that
then
again, that like I said, that should have matched right there.
and win, lose
Honestly.
or draw, it's an easy layup to get her ready for Charlotte. Maybe a SummerSlam.
Yep, I could see that. And then that'll give us another like that obviously that's a whole year from now. Maybe like you said, SummerSlam, 4 months. So we could work. We could work.
Plenty of
What I
time.
what I'm more interested about is because I had a crazy theory and I didn't text it to you.
Uh
The
oh.
LWO and the New Day match.
Whoa. We're not going to skip
Did I
past the
skip
match before
something?
that. Yes, we had the rematch of, I believe it was the women's IC match. I think that's what followed. Or not get it backwards.
I think that came later on in the night,
Did
if
it?
I'm not mistaken.
I think it might have been right before.
But if you want
Yeah,
to talk, yeah, we could get into that real quick. Yeah, let's get into the Lyra and
Dakota
Dakota
round
Kai.
3.
I was disappointed by this. I felt like they had a great match. Like the crowd was really into it. I was into it. I'm just disappointed by like I'm not understanding like what we doing here because we seen Lyra lose to Bailey to qualify. She beats Dakota Kai, someone she already beat
For the
for the
third time.
for the third time. She beat her for the inaugural championship. It's
Beat her
like,
beat her at Queen of the Ring.
yeah, I don't under is I mean again
And if this is the setup, Lyra versus Ivy, why not have Ivy interfere during the match?
now I say
Why-
this. I liked how Ivy looked out there. She had some.
She came like a bat out of hell.
Now could it be this? I laughed, right? I looked at my wife and I said, "You think Ivy now took a peek at LFG and seen Tyra May Steele?"
Just a little bit of that. She's peeping what's going on in NXT. Maybe she has a sneak peek of what's going on in Evolve, which starts next week, I believe.
Cause
And
did you
also with
see
the
that
little
match?
eyeshadow that she whatever on her face would have kind of reminded me of Ronda Rousey a little bit.
Yeah, like nah, yeah, but yeah, it fit. Like I ain't gonna lie, like I don't want to play like I don't know what's like the phrase I'm looking for, but I don't want to be unfair. Let's say that for Ronda Rousey, it looked like bozo. It's like Brock Lesnar putting on face paint. Like, bro, you're a badass UFC fighter. You didn't need to do that. With Ivy now, it's kind of acceptable because I'm looking at it like
It
war
was
paint what it
it
should have
was
been.
that, and it was smudged just enough. It's almost like she got into a fight right before she came out there.
Yeah, like yeah, yeah. But
But
did you see? Because I told you I want to cover LFG. Did you happen to watch the second episode?
I finished episode 1. I'm about 20% done with episode 2.
I think I think if I'm not mistaken, okay, so at the end of episode 1, Tyra and I can't remember the other female's
I'm
name.
still learning with these names.
Yeah, but okay, so the Olympian versus the cheerleader, the Pittsburgh cheerleader.
Right.
You happen to catch that match at the end of one?
Mhm.
Bro, Tyra, they said Tyra did not train, had no training. And I'm like, bro, like she gets it. She got the gimmick, she got the gear. Like that's why I was like, damn, maybe Ivy now took a, or like, obviously they probably, but don't got time to be watching everything. But I was just funny, like, damn, she came out with some
Well,
shit
think
today.
about it. If they're all on the PC together, they're seeing what's going on,
They seeing was good, yeah. So I was like, damn, like, hold
and
on.
and we've been saying for the last year this women's division is fucking deep.
Again, I'm not trying to make this no racial thing or nothing, but I'm like, that would be something cool that Gable's group would have, like, like an African American maybe or somebody. Like, I mean, I say that because back in the day, Kurt Angle had Shelton Benjamin, and it was like, oh, we got all
And
kind
Gable
of,
had Jason Jordan too,
you feel
which
me?
again, I'm kind of I mean I understand why, but I'm kind of surprised why Jason Jordan hasn't become almost like their like valet or manager type deal because of the history of American Alpha.
Mm.
I feel that that's kind of like a missed opportunity with them. Now, granted, again, he's doing great work as a producer. It's just I feel there's more they could be doing with him because of the story that's already been pre-installed.
Man, that'd be interesting to see because it's always fun to see him pop up on camera for me, honestly, because I was a fan of Jason Jordan. Like, I was so ridiculous. Like when he used to do his little thing in
Oh, he
the
was an animal. Like
he'd go crazy. I'm
now,
like,
and
man,
again, folks, watch the Black and Gold NXT. The stuff that they did with DIY, the stuff they did with FTR, even the stuff they did with the Vaudevillains, it was
I'm not
magic.
gonna lie too. When he was tag team champions with Seth Rollins, I was like, I thought that
That's
was gonna
right.
be, I thought that was gonna be his real main event moment right there. Like, okay, you're about to get into that program right now. I think that's when the injury really started to unfold for him too. Unfortunately.
After he became Jason Angle,
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Even that it was funny too though, cause they kind of still he was getting a rub from the angle stuff, like you know what I mean. But
I know I shouldn't laugh at that, but that damn it, that was funny.
hell yeah. My bad. Though. I'm getting a sidetrack. The
But again, we
Intercontinental
got.
Champion.
But again, as we trickle back in, let's see what I'm very intrigued in what happens with Ivy because
Yeah.
again, she's extremely talented and one hell of a workhorse.
Yeah. I've always been a fan of her for a smaller competitor. She really make like she doesn't feel small to me.
And it's very rare
She's
when
very
like
large.
the nickname and the gimmick kind of suits the person because again they call her the American Pit Bull and she attacks like a damn pit bull. When she smells blood
Mm.
in the water, it's
Mhm. And I feel like she's the female, like again, that Olympic style, that American style. I haven't seen that from none of the women. Like Lacey Evans was different. She was like She was more along the lines of Sergeant Slaughter to me. Like, mm, they gave her that shit at the end, but even before, it was more like patriotic rather than like.
and then
Oh,
they tried, but also they also tried that style with Dana Brooke. They tried it with Mandy
mhm.
Rose for a little bit. Um, Once upon a time, they tried it with Michelle McCool.
That's why I think what you were saying a few weeks ago, maybe send Ivy now if you don't got plans for her to win the IC. She'll definitely look good with the US belt, the women's joint.
I mean,
It just
American made
fits.
with the United States Championship, it writes itself.
Sure do.
Or again, if you really want to do something with the tag division, while Masha Slamovich is still an impact, can you imagine Ivy Nile and Jordan Grace?
Mm,
Talk about pound for pound strength.
man, the match again was good. They had that the ending. She tried to like give each other flowers. That moment felt weird and rushed.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, but I seen ultimately it's set up for Ivy now to come out, but it was just like, you know.
Again, I love Dakota Kai, but I just wish she stopped doing the whole buddy buddy thing with everybody. Get
I'm
some
not.
fire in you.
Yeah, she got. I mean, she a little been there for a while too, but like, I'm not convinced on her mic skills either. Like, You know what I mean? So
But again, like she don't have to say much if you think about it. Just be a silent
yeah.
killer. Like again, one thing that I think her best work was when her and Tegan Nox split and just beat the shit out of Tegan, whatever, back down to NXT.
Mm,
That Dakota Kai, I need to see on the main roster because that's that edge that she's missing.
yeah. She definitely do need something else right there. But yeah, as we move on, I believe we might. I think this is where we get the LWO and New Day stuff.
I feel about the New Day's gear.
Fire. I got a crazy theory too. Like I'm seeing, I feel like I'm seeing something weird. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but like they're in a program with the LWO. They outnumbered. Do we see a Big E coming back to help them?
Oh, he ain't helping them.
Mm.
Ain't no one hell he's helping after what they did to him.
Cause I'd be like, that's the perfect way to make all of them hate it. Like
This
Big
is
E would be on some
this
sucker shit. Like I don't care. You
I'll
guys are
see you
still
when I
my
raise
brothers.
you.
Mm.
This is where you reintroduce Omos.
Mm.
Because think about, I don't know if you noticed, they got the Japanese lettering on their pants and the gear. Omos just came back from Japan. It kind of
Cause
works
I
hand in
feel
hand.
like yeah, it's something. I don't know if they wanted to
There's
make the
like
New Day look
something's missing. That
strong.
yeah,
Yeah, like it's 2-on-3 here. You got Dragon Lee coming out. He's obviously the stronger competitor out those LWO members that's left. So I'm kind of like, do the New Day get somebody to match that energy to kind of take Dragon Lee out the way? Like,
but think about it. Like Woods and Kofi, they're holding their own already.
right. That's why I'm like, I don't. Is there gonna be like a 3-on-2 match? We're gonna see like a handicap match? Some bullshit.
That's it. I mean, I feel Omos would be tailor made.
That shit would instantly bring New Day to a whole nother level. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest. You
because you
you
get the happy go lucky stuff with Big E, but then you bring in this monster fresh off of his excursion from Japan, where he went undefeated. His opening match in Japan single handedly won the GHC Heavyweight Tag Team Championships.
and I do think Omos is funny. I do think he got a comedic side.
But with this version of New Day, when he could just be just stone cold blooded,
And no, that's the part that's the part that'll make it funny because it's like while they fooling around saying dumb shit, he could just be standing there like looking like
just
that
dogging everybody
menace.
out.
Yeah, like so I'm like, oh yeah, he could really get into a bag and show character around them guys, like opposed to like maybe with maybe MVP, he had to be a little bit, more serious. He had the mouthpiece. So maybe around the New Day, he could probably show some more freedom, some more
And,
range in his character right
and
there. What's up,
give you another.
Amethyst?
I'll give you another name that folks may not be thinking about. If you let him be more serious, again, hopefully he's not on anyone's cuts anytime soon. But what about Apollo Cruz? Then right away you have another a new iteration of the Nation of Domination
Maybe, maybe,
because
maybe.
Apollo can do basically anything that Woods and Kobe can do, and he's almost as strong as Omos.
Maybe. I mean, I'm not calling for the New Day to have a new member. I'm just saying from my lenses, looking at this, they're a little outnumbered. They still taking care of business, but I don't know where this is going to lead to because I'm
or
seeing
or
them
or
picking up some wins. I don't know.
or
Maybe
or,
throwing
like,
them
or
in there.
like Pat was talking about. I mean, love him or hate him, but you can't not put New Day in the mix for one of the greatest tag teams of all time.
Mm,
And it's almost like Pat's trying to paint the lore about to where they're kind of erasing Big E from the New Day's history altogether.
I mean, this is the new chapter. This is the New Day. Essentially, we've never seen a New Day like this where they're heels without a Big E by their side.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen them come in as heels with Big E by their side. We've never seen them as heels without him.
But how do you feel about Kofi referred to themselves as almost like gods?
Again,
Kobe's been money on the mic lately.
yeah, I'm for Kofi like giving himself the flowers, bigging himself up because it's making us believe it. You know, I mean, I don't know if everybody believes, but I know I'm believing in it because I know his history. I know his accolades in the business. I know how long he's been here. So for me, I could look and like, yeah, talk your shit, brother. It's about time.
Did you see what he posted on Twitter over the weekend? Where he
Nah,
was going after some fans that were clapping back at him because when he said that he's been there longer than Rey Mysterio, they're like, "Oh, Ray was here from on this day, and then he left, and then came back a few years later." And Kobe was like, "I've been here. I never left.
yeah,
He went away."
and if I'm Kofi, to anybody saying I lost the belt in 6 seconds, I tell you, you've never even been in a match with the Beast.
I was gonna say, yeah, you go take on Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, you wouldn't even be in that position.
You
You
wouldn't even
wouldn't
last
even
3 seconds.
yeah, like so. If yeah, Kofi get
Or
the flag,
but
so I like,
also
come on.
also to further that topic, aside from Kofi, who else survived 08, 09 Randy? Big Show caved his chest in permanently.
Kofi beat a goat to get the belt, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though some joke about his reign, I sit there and I'm like, now that he on heel time, he could really like, yeah, flaunt your accolades. Let everybody know you got more championships than Rey Mysterio. Let everybody know you've been here longer than him. That you never left. That you never been fired. Let everybody know. I like it. I like what the New Day's doing. I like that because the first few weeks when they turned heel, it was kind of like they had them looking like bozos initially. Like the heels didn't even want to associate with them. Like people, the cameramen didn't even want to say hi to them. Like you had they getting they putting their fist out. Nobody's reciprocating. It was just like, man, this is a new day. You know, I'm gonna come out here and talk. And if you notice too, I don't know if it's just me, they actually getting through their promos. Like I think the crowd is giving a
I,
shot to what they got to say.
I just wish they didn't start the promos during the commercial segment.
Yeah,
That's my only critique.
yeah. I mean, that's it. I mean, that is the only critique right there.
But
Cause
again,
I do feel Kofi's commanding presence right now. He's
same with
definitely
Woods.
commanding presence. Yeah, yup, they definitely commanding presence. So W for them right there. We now get I think it was like an impromptu match, you know, where they said, "Oh, Gunther, he came to the arena in a suit."
Yeah, and also they kind of started the show with that. Gunther walking out, he sees Alpha Academy doing a little TikTok dance, and like I text you, he was fighting for his life, trying not to laugh at them. He just gave a little smirk, and I think a lot of folks were surprised when he was walking out to the ring with his gear on.
I was definitely surprised because I felt like I don't know what's been the situation with Gunther. They haven't been using him since the Rumble in terms of matches. He's been out there, pull aparts with Jay,
But also
promos.
before we get to that, um, we got a Judgment Day segment,
Oh yeah.
and a lot of folks like myself kind of noticed something behind Finn's left shoulder. Once again, they're teasing the demon.
The remnants of Demon Finn. They're
He's
lingering around.
and real quick, how whether it be a Mania, Backlash, whatever, are we setting up for the demon versus Dom?
Mm.
Where does JD fit in all this? Where does Carlito fit in all this? Because Finn still talk about no new members. You fucked up. You let the team down. Dom bows up, said, "Hey, I gave you a shot to chamber. You lost to Seth Rollins again."
Mm.
Very, very interesting.
I say this though. I think I don't know how soon JD's coming back, but I think Dom could stay with the group and Finn. It's time for him to, maybe switch brand. Well, I mean, then he'll be in the same brand with Damian Priest. They got a funny situation right now with Finn.
And it's almost like it's part of it simply by mistake. The other part simply it's perfect
Yeah,
because Finn's been on the crash over time, and then JD just probably staying at home going, "What happened to my poor family? We used to be a happy bunch."
it's gonna be interesting to see how Finn reacts next week.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Cause I didn't see him come out to congratulate.
no one came out.
I mean, Carlito. No, Carlito wasn't there.
No one came
He was
out.
out for the other match.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
one,
it
no
was
one,
just
no one
Dom.
came out to show the girls love, which was very telling.
I mean, that looked like it could be. You know what I'm saying? That
Hmm.
could be the new group right there moving forward.
And
But
again, if Dom is adamant about new members, I'm still not giving up on A Town Down Under.
mm,
Maybe Logan. Who knows? You want to give that fact, give reason, have no reason to boo them whatsoever again. Get them three over there with Liv and Dom. But before we get to the Gunther stuff, we had a special guest celebrity in attendance.
TNA
Cincinnati
Tag
Bengals
Champions.
legend, NFL legend, West Virginia football legend, Pat McAfee's best friend, former NWA and TNA World Tag Team Champions alongside R-Truth, Mr. Pac-Man Jones.
Man, that's fire. And
And
they showing
like,
love. WWE acknowledged that on Twitter too.
I'm kind of surprised that Cole didn't mention that because Cole's been kind of on it with everyone else as of late with the TNA history.
Yeah, that moment I must have been doing something on my computer, but I kind of didn't catch that. So when you sent it to me, I was like, okay, all right.
But again, we then get to one of the more interesting parts of the show. Gunther doing, do we call it an open challenge? Well, like, what do we call it?
Man, this was open abuse. What this was, he lined
But
up. I don't even know how he was able to pull this off with Adam Pearce. He just did some real bully bullshit. I'm not even gonna lie.
Tozawa looked like he saw the Holy Ghost walking down that ramp.
Yeah, cause I mean, like he's taking shots at Jay, and he's saying, he wasn't hyped for the match, but now he's starting to find the little opportunity to shut down Jay at WrestleMania. So he's gonna give somebody an opportunity tonight to do something that Jay's not gonna be able to do. He giving that opportunity to Kara Tozawa.
And I thought it was funny because again, I think it took a few minutes into the match for Cole to mention that this was for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Bro.
Like
I'm
everyone's
not
like, is he just calling an audible or what are we doing over here?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. At this point when this match happened, I was like, oh yeah, we doing some random shit now. Like,
But
but
I love the way Gunther set the table because he touched on Tozawa's history with Dragon Gate, Shikara, Peter, everyone else, and told him, hey, you got in the best shape of your life just like I did. We earned our spot here, but you were squandering this to do all this dancing, making stupid TikTok videos.
I'm not gonna lie. Tozawa started off with some fire.
You popped him a couple times,
Yeet. I see you out there, yeet.
and again, Tozawa went down swinging. So he told him, make earn my respect. Give me what you got.
He started off with some vicious kicks to Gunther. Like, He hit off like probably two bicycle kicks to start off the match,
Mm-hmm.
and then as soon as he ran to the ropes, tried to get a third one off, going through with a big boot. Whoa, bruh, like
But
I was
remember
just
that
like,
that first chop Tozawa gave him lit his chest up.
oh yeah, he gave him one real quick. But
He
I'm not gonna lie, every time he got hit with a chop, I'm talking about Tozawa, that man looked like he got hit by a bullet. You seen how he was selling that
yeah.
joint?
And then when Gunther hits that John Woo drop kick, I feel like I'm on Craig and Friday. I'm just like, damn.
Bro, I'm surprised that like Tozawa, well, like I know he can go, but I'm surprised they allowed him to make this. I thought this was gonna be a straight up and down spank session. Like,
To be honest, like as much as they kept panning to Maxine Dupree, I thought she was going to throw in the towel or something, and you would have had Otis try to stop her from doing that. Like he's a man, let him do it something like go that route maybe.
I'm not gonna lie, too. A part of like a fraction of my mind thought, what if Tozawa really pulls like a surprise victory? Like Gunther's doing that stuff again. He's doing that stuff where he getting too cocky in the ring.
Again, I thought the same thing until Cole mentioned that this is for the world championship,
Hmm. And I'm like,
and,
oh,
and then like you said, Gunther just became a bully, and this the segment leading into the match reminded me of the legendary John Bradshaw Layfield in his old open challenges, where he beat up the Scandinavian international champion, the South American underground champion, where he'd make up these random accolades for folks, and he would say he's taking on the champions of the world.
man,
It was amazing. But then again, I'm a
yeah.
sick man.
Nah, I mean, Gunther, he told a good story with what he wanted to do tonight. So I thought that match was it was fun for it being random because I was surprised to see like honestly like you see how Gunther prides himself on he wants main event matches. He wants to position himself to be in matches with like the marquee names. So,
But in his
shout out
mind, he is the only marquee name.
yeah, so he playing
But
ball right there.
but after Portazawa, God bless his soul, went to sleep, oh Otis came in,
But
and
look
Gunther
at
had looked at his eye like, oh shit.
yeah, that Otis moment was funny as hell because he was about to cook up, and
And
then
then
you know what
right
I'm
when Otis rips
saying?
out his shirt off, Gunther powders out, and I'm like, okay, I thought like, okay, we're slowly building up Otis and all that a little bit. Then as Otis checks with Tozawa, Gunther tries to get a choker on that big ass head. He was
But
trying.
but it was crazy too. They really using Tozawa these last few weeks. They've been giving him them looks.
Hmm. But then
Jay
of
comes
course
in.
we
Hmm.
get the Yeet Man
Jay with the big save for the night.
with the most unserious walkout. He could watch his partners get mollywopped, and he just pops out, just lurking, just cheesing real quick before he just jogs into the ring instead of sprinting out there.
You said today is your birthday. Happy birthday,
Amethyst,
Amethyst.
happy birthday!
Happy birthdays in the chat. WWW. Yeah, Jay got the big pop. On the side note, there was backlash on WWE 2K25 for allegedly copying and pasting his entrance from last year, and they
You,
redid the
I would
entrance.
say you saw that update they did, huh?
Yeah, they redid the entrance. The ring looks fire. They updated the ring too. Look like they're gonna have the Raw Netflix ring. So yeah, some updates for WWE 2K25 on the side note. You welcome, no problem, Amethyst. Hope you're having a smooth night out there for real. Hope you have a blessed birthday. Whatever you're gonna do it responsibly. But Gunther, I honestly I think like part of me deadass thinks he's gonna lose at Mania because
They almost have to. I can I said that they're backing themselves into a corner with this
yeah,
because again, you know, if Jay loses, they're definitely going to hijack the rest of the show and every show moving forward.
I mean, the only other thing I could see them doing that's a feel good moment for the fans is maybe CM Punk winning. I
But
think
no, but
it's.
again, if it's not again the way they set up Jade these last couple years and everything, it has to happen.
Mm,
But then again, after this, we get a pre-tape segment with Sami Zayn, where again he talked about, or they talked about KO stalking his family's residence, and Sami says, "Well, I went to his house, so we just stalking each other now. Is that what we're doing?" And he said he saw Mama Owens, and then that was tugging the strings at his heart. They're really trying with this unsanctioned match.
yeah. Now, what I say about this is that I like the the story that was being told in terms of I felt Sammy was trying to say like, I could have did this and that. I could have really been on time and like you was, but I don't got to do that. And like mentioning the family, you know what I'm saying? Like again, doubling down, like you going down a different route. But it just didn't really hit for me at
Because think,
all.
because think about it. In the 10 years we've seen Kevin Owens in WWE, nothing's changed about him. Except he's angrier now. That's the only difference. Nothing's really changed. So yeah, Sammy's promo definitely was off-putting a little bit to me.
Hmm.
And I mean, to me, it seems like the obvious thing is that if I mean, the unsanctioned has to be after the men's chamber match. So are we going to close the show up with Randy coming out, putting the paws on Owens?
I think that's what has to happen. Randy's missing. We really gonna have Mania season without Randy in it to some capacity? Like,
And again, say we do Randy and KO Mania, what are we doing? Last man standing? What like what? Because last time we saw them was a street fight.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be mad at the last man standing. No disqualification.
Maybe a cage match. Some mix it up a little bit.
Yep. They definitely got something there because that's the last thing that happened to Randy Orton. He got package power drive. Last thing we heard from him.
We ain't seen them since.
Yeah, he got carried out.
But again, we then get to the best men's match of the night:
Oh
Dirty
we.
Dom and Badass Braun Breaker. And earlier in the show, we talked about how Dom been putting in some work lately.
Mm-hmm.
This match was no different. Yes, you have Finn and Carlito in the corner or whatever, but still, Dom made him a fight for his life, but he was putting in some work.
Now, that's the type of flow with Dom. He always gonna look good in these type of matches where like
Mhm.
he going against the champion. It's kind of that moment like we always say, oh, I mean, not that we say can he hang, but it's like one of those show out moments, and we don't really see him in the ring with Braun Breaker often. So it was a good sighting right there for them. I like the moment too, how like Braun Breaker really staring down Finn like he wants some smoke with him too.
Bro, that visual. And I don't know if you heard, but Braun was barking at him.
Yeah, he wants some smoke.
And to see Finn just slither out, just seething. Like, again, maybe a six-pack challenge for the IC championship.
I mean, and then that could be some also bragging rights. Like, let's say Finn scoops that IC belt off Braun, and he's looking at
Or
Dom like,
imagine if Dom pins Finn.
mm,
Let's stir that pot a little bit.
mm.
And there's
We
a
gonna
lot they can
see
do with the
that
IC
demon
championship
soon.
right now.
Hell yeah.
And much like Penta earlier in the show, like Braun doesn't have to get pinned or whatever. It's just Either he gets his belt back, or you just have him running back with Gunther and Jay for the World Heavyweight Championship.
And
Or maybe we get Braun versus Roman down the road. I don't know.
this match wasn't for the Intercontinental Championship, right?
Just a
So
random match for Dom to try to get a lick back for getting ran through last week.
you think he going you think I mean I feel like Finn is gonna throw this in his face like, yo, we had to save you, you know what I'm saying? Me and Carlito dragged out Braun Breaker to save you from getting beat. And that's something else Finn might have on him.
And if I'm Dom, I'm saying, yeah, but you powdered like a little bitch.
Mm,
You got scared of him. So
talk
like I said,
about it.
there's a few things they can do. And again, if I'm Carlito, I'm just looking at both of them like, screw you, screw you. I'm tired of getting speared by him. That shit hurt.
That jumping spear at the end.
Like I said, the man was floating halfway across the ring and still got him full power.
Yeah, that was
The
crazy.
human body should not be able to do that. That's that
Man,
Steiner genetics right there.
yeah, man did the early leap and still got him
It's almost
pinpoint.
like he did the Matrix and then still connected.
Yeah, that's wild stuff right there.
Or even that spot to where Dom's holding him from the side of the rope and then he kind of just like flips Carlito over the ropes.
Yeah, he just flipped him like,
This wall just being held back again. That man ain't real. Or like past it, he's just a gorilla.
man. Again, I thought this match was random. I don't know if something happened with them last week or if Dom booked himself into this.
No, well, Dom probably or either Dom did or Finn did because remember, it was Dom and AJ,
Right.
and then Braun tried to snake AJ, and they ended up getting Dom. So Finn probably said, "Go get your lick
Okay.
back."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right. Then we get the moment. To me, it's like this is the one of the moments of the night right here.
Well, there was something else too because we then get a follow up with American Made,
What was that
and
follow? I think I missed that.
yeah, so it was the Creed brothers and Ivy now being interviewed by Kathy Kelly, and she's still referencing Master Gable learning the dark arts of lucha, and she's talking about how next week American May is gonna beat the Viking Raiders for the tag team championships, and she's gonna walk right through Lara Valkyrie and become the new women's IC championship. Then
Mm.
we get then they get snaked by the Viking Raiders, and then we get a pull apart. That's why I texted you. This is the first time in forever I've seen Jason Jordan because he was involved in that pull apart, and I think I've or someone caught him with an elbow in the back of the head.
Oh man.
It's very quick, but yeah, Jason Jordan got clipped in the head a little bit.
And those be the ones too. Little quick
Mhm.
ones that don't look like nothing.
But yeah, but then we got to everyone's favorite segment.
Mm-hmm.
Will we
We
get an
get
answer today? Yes or no? What is on the American Nightmare's mind? And like you said, we all know what we want to talk about.
I really don't know how to feel about this. Like I feel so many different ways. I think the most obvious one that I want to say, we seen Cody turn that dial. He's on his he don't give a fuck shit. Maybe he doesn't want your soul because it's compromised.
Well, but again, before we get to that, it's like again, you had Drew walking down, you had Punk walking down. Now Seth, every even Drew or Priest on SmackDown last week.
The other
Everyone,
ones,
everyone but Cena has dog walked him on the mic.
the other one, I'm like, okay, preparation for the match. But
Again,
this one hit different.
there was some jazz being thrown. The fourth wall was slowly being tampered with.
And the story correlates. Like everybody else, they've been touching on little things here and there, but this one, it's like Seth reminding us,
Well,
Cody's
no,
reminding us.
Cody was right. Hey, what'd you do 10 years ago?
Yeah,
You
like,
bought in.
but
You
that's the
joined the
part that was,
authority.
that's the part that I'm like surprised by Cody. Like, oh, he got real defensive over this questioning by
He
Seth.
he he tired of everyone just jaw jacking at him,
But when he was trying to help him last year, he ain't had this type of vibe to him.
right?
We are seeing the selfish ways of Cody Rhodes.
Anakin Skywalker is becoming Darth Vader before our very eyes. He's giving in to the hatred. So again, I mean, I don't think we get a response this Saturday, to be honest. I think it'll be something like what we saw when Austin joined McMahon at a past Mania. Where it'll be at the end of a Mania, and Cody will essentially shake hands with the devil, and you
Mm.
will feel the air leave Allegiant Stadium, and you will hear Michael Cole get choked up saying, "Cody, my God, what have you done?"
Cody, what have you done, man?
But real quick, before we get back into that, how are we feeling about the fit of Zest Rollins?
He had a real old lady fit on. I'm not gonna lie. Like he had the real Soho downtown.
I mean, I commend the man for never wearing the same fit twice, but come on, man.
My man had this. It's a rainy day Subway special on, like
And it all
reading the
matched.
newspaper with the grandma chain on.
The jacket, the
Craziness.
shirt, the pants, the boots. Also, someone pointed out because again, he looked noticeably taller today.
Shit, well he had some the what some
He
shits
had
called
Prince's boots on.
right. Like he had the fucking
He had the hooker heel stilettos on.
man. My
But
boy had
again,
them extra soles on them shits, some height on them shits.
like I mean, let's see what Cody says this Friday. Again, you know someone's gonna be jaw jacking at him on Friday and Saturday. Um, the question is whom?
Mm.
Because I said you've had Priest talk to him, you had Drew talk to him, you had Punk talk to him, and now Seth, and all of them basically told him similar to what Punk said. I'm gonna stab you in the front.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna do it behind your back. You're gonna look me in the eyes when I pull that trigger. And they've all touched on the fact how the burden of the belt is weighing on them. And everyone, whether it be Priest, Drew, Punk, and said they told him, "I never had that problem. How come you're struggling with this? You wanted this so bad. Now that you have it, you you can barely move with it."
It's just I'm so like conflicted because I feel like none of the stories right now. I thought Punk shit with Code, like you said, everybody came out and ran down. Tonight with Seth might have been the the one that I enjoyed the most.
Yeah, this one stung a little bit more.
Yeah, last time with Punk, he was out there looking like dazed and shit, halfway
Like
concussed.
or like I told you before, like is he gonna cry this time like he did with everybody else?
Mm,
Because he almost got it when they mentioned Dusty. But again, he maintained his composure, but you could still see it on his face and his body language that it's like, can I really do this? But also, you can tell he's legitimately thinking about if I side with the final boss, all the hard work that I've been doing to get to where I am right now will get substantially easier. Like I said, it's not just me, it's my wife, it's my daughter, it's my mother, it's my nephews, it's my brother. It's more than just me. My decision is going to benefit my family.
On the
So in his
topic of,
mind, and
hmm
and again, much like I touched on the Anakin Skywalker pun, like again, even in his mind in Star Wars, all this was for the greater good. Or most people look at wrestling, it's best for business.
on the topic of Cody Rhodes, like you seen LaGreca going off about how he felt the Rock handled the situation. Now I don't completely agree, but I could see why he's peeved. Do you feel like the Rock playing this back and forth game, like, and I think it's a very delicate situation. Like we've seen Triple H be the in the position he's in and be a wrestler, but The Rock is really peeling it back in the way that Trips wasn't doing when he was still active, in my
Well,
opinion.
let's look at it how, or let's compare it to how when the Authority was first created. Triple H was the master puppet master. Look at what Rock's attempted to do now. Like I told you this weekend, it's almost like Rock is trying to recreate the corporation. And we saw how we grew up watching how they were running roughshod back in the day. They had everybody's favorite wrestler under the payroll. And again, you want the money, here it is. All you gotta do is just do what I say. You kill who I say kill.
Now, I think The Rock could do a great job at it, but I would think for the continuity and not making things confusing,
Is it confusing or just we just overthinking it?
I think we overthink it. I mean, but
Because
it. hmm
with all this, so say Cody says yes and other folks fall in line, all this screams to one culmination. The OTC will now be on the climb. Because remember, much like Brock, he slayed the Undertaker where he said this was his yard. He slayed the Beast and Brock Lesnar. He slayed the Authority when he beat Triple H at WrestleMania. This is and he sees what, again, this dark path that Cody's not going under, that he knows, and Heyman's probably telling him that, hey, only you can fix this. And like I said, it'll then lead to Cody Roman 3, which will culminate whether in New Orleans next year at Mania with Rock, or maybe even a Mania after that.
mm. I mean, shit. A lot of shit could happen, so it's like we could speculate in your terms to the cows come home. I think it's gonna be a fucking fun ride though. Like
Yeah, it
I
is.
like Bully's point. He said because Bully to me he always I'm not just drinking the Kool-Aid and enjoying the gospel. I really believe in what he's saying. So what I mean he's on to something there. Like you gotta be delicate with the situation, but just enjoy the ride because the Rock doesn't even know what he's doing. They're making the shit up on the go, and they don't even know where the ride is going. It's just a
And
ride.
that's the beautiful part. And also to Bully's point, think about it. He's learned from the minds of Paul Heyman, Vince McMahon, and TNA. He learned from Hulk Hogan and Jeff Jarrett. In Japan, he learned from Antonio Inoki at the time he was out there. He's learned from some of the greatest minds this business has ever seen. We talk about the quote unquote learning tree, like, where'd you learn from? Who'd you study under?
hmm
The names that I just listed off is his learning tree, his teachers, his masters, his senseis.
I hate to say it too. In wrestling, in my opinion, over the years, some of the best moments, like it's so curated differently. Like from when Vince was doing it, he was able to curate something and force feed it to us, and it was like the business was so new. Like anything he put out there, it was just like, okay, well, this is Monday Night Wrestling. It was either that or WCW. Now we at a spot where they actually listening to us, so the curation part is really different. Like,
And they're still using many of Vince's theories. The only difference, like I said, now they have a better understanding of how to maximize the reaction.
yeah, and the adjustment game. Cause my point I wanted to get to was the adjustment game. Whenever they're about to truck through something, some of the best moments be when they adjust. when they throw the audible out there, when they have to do what the fans want sometimes, because maybe that was the right decision for that moment in time.
Like Triple H famously said, when we saw the chair shot heard around the world, there's always a plan B.
Hmm.
And
But
again, this isn't going to be the last audible we see in these next couple months. This isn't going to be the last audible we see for the next 10 years.
now I mean, we've seen it in the last 2 years. Should we expect the final boss like WrestleMania season? Like this is, I feel like, or is this just like maybe these little
Are we
two, three
talking in
years?
a match or just general in some other capacity?
Nah, I think like every time WrestleMania coming around at this time, he's gonna shake the dynamic for somebody's career. Like I think he's like we talking about Vince authority, Triple H authority. He might become that presence, that annoying presence that when you thought you achieved something, he could just change that for you or present something for you, sway your mind, get you thinking.
It's a possibility because again, to that one can make the argument: why didn't Rock present this, for lack of a better term, ultimatum to Roman Reigns last year at 40,
Hmm.
saying, "Hey, let's keep this championship in the family." Why didn't he present it to Solo or Jacob or Jay, for that matter? Jay's on the verge of maybe becoming a world heavyweight champion. Why didn't hasn't Rock addressed him, saying, "Hey, you are my blood. Do this for the family."
I've been wondering that, but maybe that's another wait and see moment.
Or
Cause
again, we
mhm.
talked about Punk's favor. What if Punk's favor has something to do with The Rock?
Mm.
A lot of questions.
But yeah, I mean, as we get past that segment, we get to the main event of the evening. And we touched on this to open up the show. We'll put this on the screen real quick. That's the results of tonight's main event. We have new women's tag team champions.
The three-time women's tag team champions.
Now, I think this is fun because this is a chance to spread this portion of the Judgment Day on all three shows. Like we can have Dom, Raquel, and Liv all across NXT, SmackDown, Raw again. Like we could get if they really wanted to, and build
I'm
more.
gonna be honest. Can you imagine if Dom gets back into that North American picture on NXT?
I mean,
Now, granted,
and
Obafemi might beat the dog piss out of him, but still. Or also,
not.
what if? Can you
Mhm.
imagine them three pulling up to TNA?
I really think like Dom isn't positioning his WWE career like when he holds interviews. I really feel like he could do whatever he want, and it wouldn't feel like a demotion. Like if
No,
he want to go to NXT and go get a belt over there, it's gonna be more like a flex rather than a demotion. Cause we know he's still gonna be featured on main roster. Like we know it's not really like you know what I'm saying. I don't know how to explain for the folks that may not explain, but it's not gonna be a detriment to his progress as we seen it wasn't before.
in the words of Carmelo Hayes, Dom is him right now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This visual right here is something that this group has been missing right here. Like they've kind of been in the ruts right now, and that losing. Liv lost her championship. Raquel kind of just been there, like losing everything else, just in the cut type shit. Like she lost the opportunity at the Chamber last week, which again, I like how they did this to me because I felt like last week we seen Finn lose and Raquel lose the opportunity to move on to the chamber. So I was kind of like, where does Judgment Day kind of go from here? And we got some answers tonight, folks. Now, where Jay, Bianca, Naomi go, I'm not sure. Where does Naomi maybe, throw her in that US IC?
Well, before we get to that, let's do a little bit of early. armchair quarterbacking as far as who eliminates who in the chamber.
Okay, so can you help me with the which chamber we doing? The females?
Yes, because you have
All right.
Liv, you have Naomi, you have Bianca, you have Bailey, you have who am I missing? Who am I missing? Uh, not Nia's not in, is she?
Nah, they doing the tag team match.
That's right. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
You said Liv,
Let's see
Bailey,
where are you at? What?
Naomi. Isn't Naomi in there too? Or
Yes,
Bianca, Naomi. Um,
Roxanne's in there,
okay.
and who's number 6? We just went this on Friday, and I was drawing a blank on all 6 of them then too. What the hell? Oh, Bliss. That's
Alexa
right.
Bliss. Yeah, she did cut that promo on Friday too,
But
saying
be,
she's
but
in charge.
but between Naomi and Bianca specifically, I got a feeling that one of them's gonna eliminate the other,
Yep, and then Liv gonna eliminate whoever, if
and
Bianca
then
eliminates Naomi, Liv
and,
gonna eliminate
it,
Bianca.
it'll be a simultaneous thing, and then maybe that's when we introduce Jade, and then Jade just lays out both of them.
Yep, right, yep.
But as far
Or
as wins,
like you said, she lays out Bianca could take out Naomi. As soon as that door's open when Naomi's coming out, Jade comes through, attacks Naomi. Cage door's still open. She could walk in, lay out Bianca.
I mean, like similar to how they did Logan Paul with Seth Rollins.
Yep. Either or.
So there's a lot they can do with it. But as far as who wins,
I'm be honest, if they really, I don't know how ready she is to put on a great match, but just on some really like shake the room shit, y'all let Alexa Bliss win. But I know the rumors is Bianca. But I'm saying though, like for me, imagine that Rhea Ripley versus Alexa Bliss.
what about Roxanne Perez?
I mean, I was calling for her to win the Rumble too. If not, like if people wasn't happy with the Charlotte thing, maybe they could have let Roxanne win then. So maybe this could be Roxanne's time too. I wouldn't be mad at that. I think she's turned in a lot of good performances, a lot of great ones actually. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to see Bailey in the nah. Like, yeah, it's just too much, too much. Like she already had her moment last year. Not saying like you can't have back to back moments. Like obviously Rhea Ripley about to walk into WrestleMania as champion again. Maybe. Let's not. We got Monday
Yeah,
Night
maybe.
Raw where she's after Chamber. So maybe. Let's see. But I mean,
Uh,
is Rhea like could Rhea be injured? I haven't seen her really like. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I know she just got back from her honeymoon with her injured husband.
So I'm thinking, could Rhea be injured on the low? Could we be seeing a title change on Monday? Like,
What? Unless her wrist is still banged up. I don't know.
hmm.
But again, like, yeah, that's the intriguing part. 'Cause, like, I feel like whoever wins the chamber might be a dead giveaway as to who's going to win between Rhea and Io.
I could
Um,
see that.
but again, like, do we really want to see Liv and Rhea again?
Nah,
Yeah.
I feel like it should be a dark horse. Like I'm not. I don't want to say that this because both chambers are studded, but like this one should be like Alexa Bliss to me is like, okay, she hasn't been around in 2 years. We only seen her at the Rumble, one match here to get into the chamber. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe give us something fresh. Like I don't remember the last time I seen her versus Rhea Ripley. I don't remember the last time I seen her
Have we ever
versus
seen
EO
it?
Sky. I don't remember. Not these versions of them.
I don't think that's ever happened, to be honest, because I think they would have been on separate shows, maybe.
Right by the time Rhea
And
came up.
again, and plus Bliss was doing all the stuff with the Fiend.
Right.
So that'd be a little funky to see. And also, if Bliss has a performance, do we see the White Six pull up, or at least Nikki Cross?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. Like I don't want to say it, but the Y6, I respect what they about, but they got a weird like aura. Like she need to win the belt or do something, and then like I don't know, but I don't want to just see them pop up for no reason. Like maybe at the end if she wins, or unless she getting jumped somehow, then I could see Nikki Cross. But I feel like they haven't introduced them for me yet, so it's like.
And then I guess supposedly someone in the Y6 was hurt. I don't know when or how that happened.
Yeah, I'm hearing. I've heard reports that Uncle Howdy might retire. Like this might be a passing of the torch, kind of.
Yes, I don't know.
I think she do. Like obviously they had stock, but like Alexa Bliss got the stock. Like you know what I'm saying? Like she coming back. Like I remember the YS6. They dropped their first merch and then that was it.
Hmm. They had the
Like I
two
don't
shirts, and that was it. Yeah.
like like Alexa Bliss. I could already see them going crazy for her. She came out with the new dial already. I could see them making new, just keep making new merch for her. Like
Mm.
again, she's already in a match for contention at a championship. That's more than what the Y6s say they've done so far.
This is true.
Like she's been in the Rumble. She's been in like we could have even. I'm not even gonna lie. Like the Royal Rumble was so stacked, but imagine how cool would it have been if the lights would have went out and dun 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 dun. Like maybe a little Uncle Howdy moment. Like maybe next year. Who knows? But like, so yeah, she got the stock right there. I think it was a dope episode of Monday Night. I was surprised to mention, like we spoke about earlier, the show went over 2 hours and 30 minutes. So they gave us some content tonight. I feel like they put out a lot of talent out there. A lot was going on for a go home show, to be honest.
Oh, so as of 3 minutes ago, Finn shouted out Liv and Raquel. Said huge
Okay.
congrats to my wonderful colleagues.
I'm screaming, not colleagues though.
And Naomi uploaded a picture of her and Bianca hugging it out, but with not the gear that they were wearing today.
Damn. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like for me personally, just to say it, I don't think that this tag team shit did anything for Bianca. I feel like it actually was almost lowering her stock. Like I'm so used to seeing her in that main event scene, like for real. Like this
Maybe
tag
now we
team
get back
stuff.
to that.
Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. Cause sometimes it was like, I'm be real, like it was cool to see them dressing up and doing other stuff, but like I'd rather see them, or at least Bianca on her time and like how she was, the EST. You feel me? Like I think she kind of
Right.
went away from that a little bit. I don't see that on her fits no more. Not on her hair. She don't really like. People, the commentators say it. Pat McAfee and Cole say it, but I don't really hear her like
You
jacking
weren't
saying that.
you weren't rocking with the Glowest.
Nah.
And Naomi was trying to get that over.
Yeah. That might have been the lowest.
I'm
Sorry.
screaming.
But yeah, I mean, like they tried to make whatever work. I just don't think like Naomi and Bianca had that oomph that Jade and Bianca had. Like they had like that real. Oh wow, this is a power team.
There was an it factor to them.
Yeah, like oh wow, their moves. Even though Jade was still fresh, their moves to me looked like better. Like that little German suit. That it was like a cradle German suplex they would do where Jade would set them up and Bianca would do like a code breaker to them or something,
Hmm.
and then Jade would finish it off with that cradle suplex or whatever it was. I'm like, yeah, they was getting whatever Jade and or I should say Bianca and Naomi were doing. I wasn't really a fan of. It looked too choreographed. It looked like they didn't really have it down most of the time. Like they had to look at each other to make sure and all that jazz. So they tried though. They did what they. It's WrestleMania season. About time something happened though. We've been asking for it. Hopefully we get there. And yeah, we gotta wait to SmackDown see. Hope we get some more stuff with Solo and Jacob over there. That's what I'm keeping my eyes peeled for over on SmackDown. Yeah, man. You guys don't forget to show us some love right there, man. That's our ats right there. Follow us on Twitter. You see our names right there. Raise any parting words before we get out of here, my brother.
Also, Pat Mack and Cole touched on this. The return of the Hardys
Oh yeah. And that happens tomorrow.
versus the No Quarter Catch Crew.
And I want to say that episode of TNA out of Full Sail, I like that look
Man,
for them. I like that look for them. I didn't get to see the whole thing like in its entirety, but like I caught a few glimpses, and yeah, I like that
it
for
was
them
it
right
was
there.
an
I,
incredible show.
yeah, that was the same episode Elias came out, and
Yeah, you had
the Colognes.
Elijah and the Colognes come out the same segment. So Elijah and Joe Hendry versus the Colognes was the main event. Again, great match. I guess all three of them are signed to TNA now. Uh, sometime soon you have Ezekiel Jackson making a return to wrestling for the
I
first time in
love
almost
it.
a decade.
I was a fan of his. I'm not gonna lie to you. I used to pick him in the wrestling game, the SmackDown versus Raw, but the one that said featuring ECW. That
Hmm.
used to be my guy in that game for some reason. I don't know why. I think that was that one year that all the big guys probably wasn't in the game. Like you ain't have no Goldberg, no Brock Lesnar, no. I'm like, nah, this is the biggest dude. I'm going with Ezekiel Jackson, man.
Yeah,
Oh, brother, the good times, the fun times.
the classics.
Yo, chat, sidebar note, I like the game and all of that, man. So, if y'all into WWE gaming, I think, y'all should come over and tap in with me and Razor on our gaming channels on Twitch. We're going to be getting the game. They have general manager modes online, which me and him are looking to do. So, keep an eye peeled for some gaming activities if y'all into that.
Oh man,
Yeah, man. I can't wait. I ain't gonna lie. The last 2 years, I got a platinum trophy. I got platinum trophies on WWE. Meaning I got all the trophies in the game. I go stupid on that shit. I love that shit. I ain't even gonna lie, how AEW even fuck up the game? Them niggas said, yo, one of the achievements was to fucking get, you had to play the game 10 times
I'm
and play it
screaming.
and get a perfect grade. Bro, I played that shit once straight through on a hard difficulty and got a fucking D or whatever the fuck it was. I played on easy and got like a C. I said, nope, I ain't doing this shit. They got it. I don't know what the hell they was doing with their story mode. We got the island of relevancy happening in WWE
I'm
2K25.
I'm very intrigued to see what happens with that.
Man, it's looking like fun because if it's what I envision it, they should have cool little dope rings for us to, maybe every season they switch it up.
Or if they do the community creations, can that be integrated into the island of relevancy?
Mm.
You know the modders about to go crazy with that.
Oh yeah, it's about to be interesting to see how they do it because the PC version, though, got the island. It's only for next gen PS5, but I'm
And
sure they're gonna
Xbox.
find it. Yup, and I'm sure they're gonna find their way. So, chat, we appreciate y'all. If y'all got something to say, I mean, I don't mind spending a few more moments because we kind of covered everything early. I could spend a few more moments talking to y'all right here with my brother Razor. You know what I'm saying? I know amateurs want to see Roman Reigns. You seen us with our OTC and our Bloodline shirts on earlier. I'm all for the Bloodline, so I'm there with you.
And we didn't plan this either. We just turned the camera and said, "Oh, wait a minute."
Yeah, that's a big fact. That is a major factorials. Chat, I found let's just talk random for a second. I hope the music ain't too loud. Maybe it's just undertone. But I, do you watch this content from a brother named Just Laying JLD Just Laying It Down on YouTube? He creates WWE content and he purchases WWE items from wherever. It could be from Temu, Etsy, such on such, even WWE.com. I watched one of his videos and I found some enamel pins. He had bought a CM Punk enamel pin from Etsy. I was like, bro, that's dope as shit right there. Cause
Nice,
usually when I go
nice.
to the website, I look for little cool rare items outside of the shirts that we regularly buy. You know what I'm saying?
The random stuff you don't see on Fanatics.
Yeah, bro. Like I like those random one-off items. I don't know why. Like, I mean, I got ambitions of running my own collectibles one day. So I'm just intrigued by a variety of different items, whether they be accessories or again just collectibles, things you may want to keep around, have on display. Like my championship belt, I would like to put it on my wall, but I need to repaint this wall I got behind me because the paint is chipping away there. So I kind of don't want to hang anything up without, repainting the thing over here. But I want to get one of those, like the superstars or just anybody that have belts that got the wall hanger, the one that you put on the wall.
Okay.
hmm That'll make me want to get more championships because as of right now, just having one there, it takes up a little space on my stand. You know what I'm saying? Again, you got to watch some of those videos of people purchasing like WWE merch. It's kind of dope because I start seeing some stuff that I didn't like. I'll be like, oh. And if you watching some recent stuff, you might be able to even catch the little sales and deals if they still around. Like I said with that enamel pin, the dude when he bought it, it was $12. When I went to Etsy, I caught a sale. That shit was $8. I said, huh, let me, yeah, let me get that. But I actually didn't get a CM Punk one. I think I got the Shawn Michaels one, and I forget what other one. I'll show you. I'll take a picture of them when they arrive. But they should be getting here within the next few days.
Nice.
Yeah, Chow, y'all ready for Elimination Chamber? Like, any, we could do this again on Friday, but just light predictions which I got going in. I know Amethyst says she got Roman appearing to interrupt.
Do we do the TikTok live joint?
We can. We can. I haven't done the TikTok live in a while. We can.
Because I kind of enjoyed doing it for the Rumble, and you got a couple noteworthy clips of my face for radio.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah. When you was playing the game the other day, I was like, that's why I said don't make me screenshot this. Buddy in your chat was like, huh? I
He
was
was so confused.
screaming.
I'm just like, let it happen. Like, do it, do it.
Yeah, I took the screenshot too. I gotta send it
Oh,
to
I
you.
know.
My boy was in thinker mode. I love it. Those be the best reactions, right, bro? You don't understand. When my boys when they catch me doing shit, some funny shit, they'll dead ass turn the shit into stickers on the iPhone and just hit me with those shits. I'll be like, nah, I ain't do that.
Flip that. Go right ahead.
Hell yeah. Um, anybody out there in the chat, we are looking to, you know, get some people on our team and we could figure out the logistics, but for information purposes, we're looking for people that could possibly edit some videos for us and hope get the brand out there even more. You know what I'm saying?
We're trying to
And
grow
we'll
the village.
grow the village, and we'll definitely put your name right here along ours and give you the credits that you deserve for the work that you put in. And yeah, it'd be greatly appreciated. Again, LFG episode 2 and 1. I seen them this week. If you guys want us to really, we could do a whole full blown review or just give our thoughts on what we've seen so far. We could do that for you guys too.
And also,
We
we
got
got Dark Side
Evolve,
coming up too,
Dark Side, Evolve coming out March 5th.
March 5th.
Yep. I'm definitely I want to keep an eye on that. I'm not gonna lie. I want to keep an eye out on everything WWE related. I can't lie and say that because everything is a little too much for me sometimes to absorb. So I'll start with the home base first, and then once I can extend out of that, we'll go from there. But I'm doing my best to keep up with TNA, AEW, LFG, what's going on some of the indies. I can't say I know all the Japan stuff. Razor helps keep me up with that.
I do what I
But
can.
yep, we doing our best.
But speaking of extra stuff, Conrad Thompson went down a rabbit hole this weekend, or whenever they did the recent episode of 83 Weeks.
Oh, what rabbit
And
hole he went down?
oh, this was a good one. So, he's been digging into certain corners here and there, and he thinks that there may be some deeper rooted thought as to why Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon were at the Super Bowl. Because there is a rumor going around that allegedly Fox may be trying to hold a spot for Vince because Vince may be trying to start a new company. Because he specifically was inquiring everyone that was let go from WWE and other wrestling companies. He's looking for wrestling specific like camera crews and stuff like that.
So let me ask you a question. If Vince comes out with the wrestling related product, are you watching it?
I'll give it a chance like most shows, but my biggest takeaway was Fox. Are they serious about holding the spot for him?
Why not?
Well, for example, Evolve is going to be on Tubi. Tubi's owned by Fox. So WWE is still kind of working with them, and they kind of part ways from Vince. So, again, this is all rumored innuendo, but it's like...
You know what I always thought was funny? How John Cena, because he works with DC, and then he got to be on Max, and you know how AEW's on Max, and he do promotional commercials for Max and shit. Like,
right,
just be like that.
Just like Punk working with Marvel Comics.
Yup. And even at that time, Fox got risky and hired CM Punk when WWE wasn't fucking with him.
Right. So again,
They get a little frisky.
so, and again, let's not forget, is Fox owned by Disney yet?
I'm not sure.
Because again, like I said, they've gotten messy in the past, and it's like I'm not the part of me is not ruling it out entirely. There's just enough meat on the bone for me to just scratch my head and say just maybe. But again, like they say in the business, never say never. Another thing I thought was funny, I guess word got out of, you remember last year when Shane had that meeting with Tony Khan?
Yep.
Well, apparently Tony Khan ended up ghosting him
Yep.
because Shane wanted some type of ownership and control over the company, and Tony, being Tony, can't let go.
And he thought he thought it was a joke.
Yeah. So again,
Shane is smart though, cause no funny shit. The whole internet was joking about that. Remember, like they were showing him with the WCW, but instead of it being now it's AEW, and that he was really trying to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm coming in to shake the room, baby. Like,
but it goes back to the point we made time before. Like, as rough as they are currently, you have folks that still want to work with them, and just because his last name is McMahon, that's not really the end of the world. But
yeah.
I thought that was kind of funny.
Nah, and AEW is just like, I feel like over the years I had this idea or like perception that there was more than one owner. It's clear there's one owner. It's been that I mean, I didn't just wake up yesterday, right? But like I'm saying that it's even evident when the best decision may be to let other people, whether it's making it a publicly traded company or even letting Shane get, he's like, nah, this is all me right
There's
here.
nothing wrong with getting help. That's how I look at it.
Nah, he really willing to live and down his hill, which to some degree I respect, but I'm willing to try. Me personally, as a person, I'm willing to try different shit.
But
So
also in the same breath, it's like, as usual, they could do 10,000 things right, but also there'll be 4 or 5 things that they're completely avoidable situations, and they just get in their own way. Look at the Thunder Rosa segment with Megan Bain and Penelope Ford.
yeah,
Like our boy Stevie Richards feels that again, like that was that someone that they were plotting against Thunder Rosa. He feels that she was set up.
I think it could be that deep because that spot to me should have never been booked where she runs out with the chair and it's like, well, why the referee was it? If somebody was to stop her, which I'm assuming it was supposed to be the referee, why the hell is the man all outside the ring? Like he don't know what the hell is going on. Like somebody not telling the spot.
Or also or he pointed out 3 situations to where she's holding the chair and like she's faint swinging it, and they're just standing there almost like they're egging her on, like do it.
Right, like they're no selling the her being there with a weapon. Usually you see people, anybody a superstar comes to the ring wielding a weapon, you see the other superstars fleeing, running under the ropes.
Right.
So yeah, I mean there could have been things to remedy the situation. But that shows the experience and not being able to, you know?
Well, no, let's think about it. Between Penelope and Megan, there's 20 years right there. Thunder's got about 15, 20 years by herself. The only young one there was Statlander, and her poor soul was just selling everything on the floor, just laying there.
No, I give you that, but is this 20 years of television broadcast, American televised experience, right? Like WWE level, it's not. So it's like when you got even down to the referees, nobody communicating the right way. You're gonna see shit like this happen.
Right.
Like I honestly, even earlier tonight, for example, Lyra Valkyria, Dakota Kai. I peeped something at the end of that match. Lyra Valkyria was about to go up to the turnbuckle, and Jessica Carr told her, "Nah, don't do that." And then that's when she got off the
Mhm.
turnbuckle and gave Dakota Kai the hug that I said felt rushed. Now, Lyra, again, she's learning her experience, so she slipped up in that moment. But Jessica Carr, she did her part, let her know, like, yo, you still got the last spot. Like,
Right.
and that referee was lost, and I don't know what's the how they communicate with the refs, so it would have been AEW, but yeah,
Well,
somebody,
apparently they don't communicate.
yeah, so if he's supposed to just know the spot and just, and I don't even see that referee often to be like, oh yeah, like I don't really see the brother out there. Like he might be out there. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, but that was just bad.
hmm
Oh, also, did you hear about this? About 5 hours ago, it was posted. March 8th for Reality of Wrestling. They have acquired the services of one Wes Lee.
mm.
That should
That's
be fun.
Booker's joint. That's Booker's
Yes,
joint,
sir.
right? Yeah, yeah, that should definitely be fun.
So for the first time since he's signed with WWE, that he's doing a show outside of WWE.
Mm. Who
Wes.
he went to TNA though, but
No, but
yeah.
again, that they had the partnership already.
hmm I mean, but RO Booker joint got the WWE ID if you want to count that, but yeah, I mean they letting them roam for sure. Cause that helps everybody. Like honestly, I feel like Wesley, he in a weird position where I feel like he really a tag team dude, but he's kind of forced into this like
Or we we we
single shit.
we talked about the light heavyweight cruiserweight division. He's the guy that's tailor made for that.
Well, you talk about that. I'm glad Michael Cole mentioned the cruiserweight championship tonight.
Right.
I thought
Not
that
dead
was
yet, folks.
hopeful.
There's a chance.
There's a chance. Cause let's look how he put some excitement on the cruiserweight, and then when he mentioned the 24/7, he said that shit was some like, oh yeah,
The
the
15
15
time.
time 24/7 champion. He said that
Hey,
with some. At least he
put,
mentioned it though. I respect it.
put some respect on his name.
I'm screaming. So there's some hope for the cruiserweight. I mean, I called for it too. Like they should bring back not too many titles, but like make it make
I feel
sense
it's
for the
more so
people.
I feel instead of adding new titles, you got to rename some of these titles.
I mean, the IC is historic. US is historic.
Do we need the WWE ID championships?
Nah, I don't even know like what like that type
Yeah,
of shit is just like don't yeah like even the LFG the coaches is getting belts and shit like come on bro like all right but for like yeah but this is where like you said participation trophies back in the day Raw got the Divas champion or the Women's Championship while SmackDown got the Cruiserweight.
yeah.
Like it didn't need we didn't need for the SmackDown to have the women's belt too. Now everything is like, oh well, we need inclusion over here, like, or we oh if the guys is on one brand, the female should be on one. Like, it's just I don't know, like, or both brands I should say, like, you know what I mean, like, and I agree to if the if the roster is thick, but when I say thick, I mean like ready to go. Like, let's say it's a moment in time where you got everybody active at once. Like you had Charlotte, a Sasha Banks, a Becky Lynch, but nobody taking breaks. I'm talking about nobody going to get pregnant, nobody going through no ailments and nothing. Then yes, you can do that. But right now, it's like we've seen for the last 2 or 3 years, Okay, Liv might get injured. Becky Lynch went on to be a parent. Carmella been gone because she was a parent.
Carmella's a free
Oscar,
agent now.
free agent. Oscar went on to be a parent at one point. She's been dealing injuries. Nia Jax did a carousel. Like it to me, it's like yeah, but nah, cause the females y'all choosing to put, they some of them got experience, but they don't got that household name and feel like to be a main event player just yet. Like a Meechin, like Chelsea Green, Piper Nivens,
or
Shayna
e-
Baszler.
or even the newly released Isla Dawn.
Yeah, like see to me the top names is okay, the Charlotte Flair, the Rhea Ripley. Like when you see those two names, even look, Trish Stratus came back. It's like whoa, like she don't even look like she still look good. Like you know what I'm saying? So it, and then like, it'd be tough. Like let's say if Edge was still around, you know they could have bring back a Beth Phoenix one time. Make
Exactly.
her a strong competitor for one of these dominant females. Like, but I honestly feel like the idea of having a woman's IC belt and a woman's US belt, it could be great like 5 years from now. But I think people wanted high hopes for it to start out, and it is what it is.
Right.
It's kind of how the men's IC and US belt was treated 5 or 10 years ago. Like, yeah, just mid card titles. Kind of like when the Miz was holding it, a fucking Austin Theory, fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to
Unfortunately,
disrespect. Yeah, like, cause those dudes, like Miz is a Hall of Famer. Again, he just ran down his resume. But when you in that IC carousel,
we've seen worse.
yeah, I just feel like cruiserweight maybe. Why? Maybe the cruiserweight don't even got to stay on one brand. Maybe you make that like the newer belts y'all introduce that are for a certain division or a certain thing. Maybe you allow it to be across the board. Like it's not tied down to a brand. 'Cause I feel like there's cruiserweights everywhere. Like a nigga like Tozawa, for example, he can obviously go.
Tozawa, Wesley, maybe even Ludwig or Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, uh,
Axiom,
even
Nathan
Nathan
Frazier,
Frazier.
yup. You said Tyler Bate, right? Yeah.
Hmm.
Like you got some of those. You could bring a person from Evolve. They look a little light. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to make a splash real quick.
You got the Machine Guns.
Carmelo Hayes, to me, Carmelo Hayes could be a
Another one,
champion
yeah.
like Enzo Amore. Like, remember how he was just stunting? Like Carmelo, that could be his real first. Like, know what I mean? Like,
Speaking of Enzo, you see his rant this weekend from MetLife.
damn, nah. I tried to watch it, but I ended up
It
doing
was
something else.
long.
Yeah, I gotta watch that shit.
He was going in on, let's see, Cody, Omega, New Japan, AEW, WWE.
Like, like when a cat like Neville was holding the cruiserweight championship, I believed, bro. King of the cruiserweights. Like, move. I'm, I'm here. Like, I thought that name was so fire.
Right.
Even Pete Dunne, when I don't know if he held the cruiserweight, but he was on the
He was
cruiserweight.
NXT UK champion.
Yeah,
And I don't know if it's him or Tyler Bate, but one of them is the youngest champion recognized by WWE. Like one of them actually beat Randy's record.
and then depending what they define as a cruiserweight, cause I feel like 205, like the 205 schematic, kind of put a number on it. I don't like that.
Well, again, how else do you describe a cruiserweight then?
I used to just think it was like a high flyer, to be honest. Cause let's say you could have a tall
Jamie
dude
Noble wasn't a
that's,
high flyer.
yeah,
Kid
like
Cash wasn't a high flyer.
it could be it could be a range of things. I just feel like they just bracket for the shorter dudes. Like
I'll
I
say
would like to
Tajiri
see a
technically
tall,
wasn't a high
skinny.
flyer.
Nope.
Chavo wasn't a high flyer.
I think of Ray though, like in the games when they put certain characters as cruiserweights and shit, they most of the time be high flyers.
Right.
But that's because I'm thinking video game wise though. You do have a point that like at that moment in time, a lot of those cruiserweights were kind of technicians. You could even put a Dean Malenko in that, like for real.
Yep. Or like I said, Jamie was a brawler.
hmm Like,
You even want to do a Chad Gable, he's more of a technician.
cause look, they was billing Seth Rollins at 210 pounds at one point.
Right.
So it's like, damn, it put things in perspective. Like, damn, 5 pounds lighter, you'd be a cruiserweight. I ain't really like at that when they was doing that. I was just, I don't know if I found it with a little weird, like you know what I'm saying. But you all kind of right. Like, how could you establish like these are the cruiserweights? I don't even
Or
remember how they did it back then, to be honest. Like,
or look at this way. They got Penta billed at what, 87 kilos? That's 191 pounds.
right, man, he could definitely be a cruiserweight champion, bro. Start that like luchador, get that like a
I remember back in the day, Ray was only 165.
yeah, bro. He was real like. I think honestly, I think it'd be fun, especially if it's like a real competitive division. Like we talk about 205 Live. What's that dude that used to fly with the umbrella? The English dude, Jack
Oh,
Gallagher.
Jack Gallagher.
Yeah, like bro, like you had, like you said, not dudes was high flying. You had some heavy hitters in there too. I like that type. Tony Nese. I don't know why he don't get a WWE look. Maybe it's some
He's in
political.
AEW.
Yeah, and he did. He was in WWE. I'm tripping. I just felt
Yeah.
like I don't know why they ain't really. I don't know.
Vince thought he was
Like
too small.
yeah, that part.
When you said umbrella, I almost looked up and said Marty Skrull.
I mean, I fucked with him too. Like I used to like his gimmick until he caught controversy. Then it's like yeah, I don't know how the fans look at him now.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, only people that are tripping on it are people here in the states. No one else really trips on it because he's still getting booked in Mexico. He's getting booked in Puerto Rico. He's getting booked in certain parts of Japan, Europe, everywhere else except here in the states. Same with ADR.
yeah. But
So now we just, like I said, we just wait to see what transpires after tomorrow, and then this Friday, and then it's off to the last PLE before WrestleMania, folks.
we are on the road. Chat has been fun. We gonna leave it there. Y'all be easy for the night.